So, welcome everyone. I'm so happy today to talk with my friend Claire. And I want to tell you a little bit about Claire, and then we'll let her tell us more about herself. So, Claire is on a mission to inspire global businesses to thrive by bringing more care into what they do. I think this is awesome what she's doing, and she's also a speaker, an author, and many, many other things. But we'll let her tell us about herself more. Tell us, where are you from, and where are you located right now, like just to start off.
Yeah, so I'm French originally, but I live on a little island which is called Jersey, and Jersey is based between France and England. So it's called the Channel Islands. So there's a group of little islands there. And I discovered this island when I was 18. That was my first summer season.
Oh
I
wow.
came to Jersey. Then I traveled around quite a bit for quite a few years, and then I came back to Jersey 21 years ago this year. So
Nice.
yes, it's been a little while now I've been on this island.
Yeah, I saw that you are doing like walks there and sharing them on Facebook. Some amazing places that you have around there.
Yeah, it is very special, and it is a small island, so there's only 100,000 people on the island, so it's quite a small number of inhabitants. But we've got some beautiful coast, and we've got some beautiful walks. And I think during the pandemic, my parents were stuck in their apartment in the south of France, and they couldn't go out or anything. So I decided to do a few videos to show them, you know a bit of Jersey, and give them a little bit of a walk on a daily basis, and they really enjoyed that, and I think a lot of people did as well. So
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed. I popped on your live and seeing all those places and your insights about them. Yeah, really, really nice what you're doing. So tell me, what else are you doing? I know you are involved in. It seems like you're the busy bee, right?
yes, I am actually.
Yeah. Tell me
So
a little bit about what you're doing.
yes, so obviously the busy queen bee is the name of the business that I set up 11 years ago now. 11 years ago.
Wow.
And the core of the business has always been mystery shopping. So that's what I set up as a business, and then it kind of grew into doing a lot more in terms of the training for the employees. Then we looked at the customer experience, and we looked at journey mapping, and then we looked at employee experience, and so anything to do to help the business to deliver exceptional customer experiences. And that's kind of, that's always been my mission. That's always been what I've been trying to achieve. And the last few years, I guess I've been doing a lot more keynote speaking. So I've been traveling around and, sharing my insight, sharing what I love, and, how businesses and people can really improve their service delivery. And obviously pandemic arrived last March. Can you believe that? It's
Yeah,
been a whole
it's a
year
year
now.
already.
So a whole year, and yeah, so it was a very challenging time, like everybody, and reevaluating time into what I was going to do next, because obviously all the mystery shopping stopped. And I decided to kind of move everything that I was doing offline online. So I've created an online platform with lots of different training, but not just customer service training, but other trainings such as NLP training, such as mystery shopping training, such as, confidence building, and those kind of training, which actually will help you to feel good in yourself so you can give great service. So that's kind of the idea behind everything. And then I've written a book, The Secret Diary of the Mystery Shopper. So you've had the chance to read
Yeah,
it.
and it was awesome. It was awesome. I enjoyed so much the short stories, but we'll go a little bit deeper into these books and your courses. tell me first about your NLP course. And first, tell me a little bit about what is this NLP, because maybe some people don't know. Yeah, what is NLP?
So NLP is actually, it's neuro linguistic programming, and I and well, discovered NLP probably about 6-7 years ago, and I thought it was just really interesting the way, we kind of looking at our brain and how our brain do things. I'm quite, I love things on neuroscience, and it's very important for me. I always thought it was very important for us to understand this better, because it makes us better communicators with people, when we understand our left brain, right brain, and everything that's going on, our emotions, and all that's going on. And so NLP, as I describe it, it's so I'm a Feng Shui practitioner as well. So that's one of the things that I really enjoy doing. And I call NLP a Feng Shui of the mind, right?
Nice.
And that's a nice way to describe it, because actually NLP helps you to look at what's perhaps blocks you have in your mindset, and perhaps help you develop those blocks, and change the way you're thinking, looking at ways that you can actually copy excellence, because NLP, it's all about excellence. So if you have somebody who's doing something excellently, for example, maybe they're a champion in cycling, well, what you need to do to be a champion in cycling is copying what that person does, and actually mirroring it to be able to get to become an excellent cyclist as well. So there's a lot of different techniques that you can do. And as an employee, for example, being able to build rapport, communicate in an effective way, make those eye contact, mirror the way people are talking, so you're connecting on an emotional level. All those kind of things I thought were very important, and that's why I partner with Jenny Kitching, who's actually trained me on an NLP as an NLP practitioner, and that was about 4 years or 5 years ago. I can't remember now. Time just goes too quickly. And because of the pandemic, we decided to put her training, which is a fully qualified certification, into an online platform.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very good, because then now people can actually become a certified NLP coach, and use it for their own creating an own business, or using it like I've been doing, into training or into coaching and into helping people to feel better in themselves.
Yeah, really, really nice. Yeah, I took a look at the course, and we'll link this course of yours in the comments and in the description below this video, so people can get it and take a look there, and maybe sign up for a wonderful experience of learning NLP.
Brilliant.
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Nice. So I know you mentioned this, besides NLP, you've done so many other courses. So tell me a little bit more about those courses as well.
Yeah, so there's obviously the mystery shopping. It's always been a big thing for me, and people have been very questioning, asking, how can I be a better mystery shopper? So I did a whole series of how to become a mystery shopper, and I created an online course with that, but also how to set up a mystery shopping program, because not everybody can actually afford a company. If you can, it is best to obviously get a company to come and do it for you, because then you would have that, they will take it all on board, they will manage the program, they will create a questionnaire. But if you can't afford it, rather than not doing it or doing it the wrong way, I thought it'd be really good to teach small business owners how to create their own program. So I created that online program to create your own mystery shopping program. And so it's all little things that it's all, there's other training, like you talked about care at the beginning. I always talk about bringing more care into what you do. So I use care in a way where I talk about C for congruence, A for accountability, R for resilience, and E for emotional intelligence. So again, those are the kind of things that you really need to know as a human being to be able to run a business, or to be able to, to be the best in your own in your own business, whether you're a small business, solopreneur, or whatever, to bring more care into what you do. So those are techniques, those are tips, those are exercises that you can do to become more congruent and accountable and resilient and, emotionally intelligent. And so you see the training now are there is, yes, they are the core customer service and complaint handling and, those kind of things, but there's a lot more um, training on how to be a great human being, and I think this is very important to be able to to really care for other people. You need to care for yourself first so you can, give that care back.
Exactly, and I love how you're putting this, combining these elements that are making it a great customer service and also like an employee experience, a great employee experience. Yes, because everything comes from within, right? And that needs to be taken care of. Yeah, we'll link the courses down below so people can get really easy access to them and see what are your courses about. And now tell me about your books, because I know that you've written more than one book. I had the chance to read this last one, and I so enjoyed all the small stories about customer service. And yeah, you took me there in on an adventure, like with every every story. It was really nice. It kept me glued there to your book. So tell me a little bit about your book.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you're very, very kind. And, I think I love the way you said that, because they are short stories. So you can, you don't, it's not going to take you hours, but it is, the secret diary of a mystery shopper. And that's what it's all about, having been a mystery shopper for, over 10 years now. I've got quite a few stories to tell. Some I couldn't actually put in the book. And some that I selected and thought, because I think people learn from people as well. So, if you have a good story, you will learn, you'll read it and you'll think, okay, what would happen if that happened in our organization? What would we be doing? How would we be handling that? And that's what the book was always about really kind of giving ideas on, how can you improve your service delivery, with some good stories, some bad stories,
Mhm.
and some exceptional stories as well. So, because again, in NLP, when you talk in NLP, you always talk about that positive outcome. So what is it that you're trying to achieve? So you're always kind of turning things into a positive spin. Rather than going away from the pain, you're going towards pleasure. And so having exceptional stories make you think, well, if they can do it, we can do it too.
Mhm.
And that kind of get people thinking a different way. And because we always talk about the bad stories, and we always talk about how bad this was and how bad this was, and people are very quick to give the bad stories, but they forget when it's really good, and they forget to say thank you, and they forget that actually positive breeds positive. So if you have a good stories, if you have had a great service, go and tell the person that they're giving you some great service, because they will feel so good about it. You will really make their day, and it's what and then they'll want to do it again. So it's always that kind of positive breeds positive. So let's bring more positive into it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was such a pleasure to read all those stories, and yes, how you came with. But tell me a little bit about the other two books that you have. Are the same topic or?
Well, it's same, so similar kind of topic. The first book that I've written was called Thrive with a Hive. So obviously my business name was The Busy Queen Bee. I'd found a book from a beekeeper, and in his book, he was talking about how the beehive actually behave as a business. And I thought this is just an amazing analogy. So I created 10 principles that a business should follow, which are, pretty much the 10 principles that are being followed in the beehive. So I make that analogy between the bees and, and the businesses. And actually the second book is kind of a follow-it up on the first book. So those 10 principles, but I added the more care. So
Mm,
thriving by caring. How can you be thriving by caring? How can you really kind of bring more care, whether it's in training your staff, whether it's in developing some service or asking your customers, being really receptive and listening and all those kind of things. So it really is kind of looking at the business point of view from a yin energy rather than that very yang energy that we have in businesses. So bringing that more yin energy into our businesses.
awesome. I love how you are bringing the care into your work and into your books, into your courses. Really nice because care makes everything easy. I feel like it makes it easy and more enjoyable when you get to the point where you are caring from the bottom of your heart about your work. That can be definitely seen outside of the screen, outside of the picture, and everywhere. Yeah. You were talking about yin and yang. I know that there is something coming up for you. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so again, something else that I have been doing for the last kind of ten years is again, I really believe in that more holistic approach to things, how to look after yourself so you can give that better service. And there's one thing that really affects us as human being is our environment. So on a subconscious level, you may not even notice it if you don't know about it, but you would walk somewhere and you know, you'll you'll feel like, oh, you don't know why, but it just doesn't feel right. So
Mhm.
you're gonna go and buy whatever you need to buy, and then you'll come out again. Whereas you'll walk in somewhere else and oh, that feels good. Oh, it smells nice. Oh, I feel comfortable. I want to buy more. I'm going to stay longer. I'm going to look for more things, and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. So whether it's a retail environment or hospitality or any kind of business, or whether it's your home environment, you need to create a harmonious environment. You need to have that kind of yin and yang energy, and to do that, for me, I've kind of discovered feng shui, which is the Chinese principle from 5,000 years ago. Who
Mhm.
knew very well how to build a house, where to build it, why, where to plant their trees, where to plant their seeds so they grow, and all that kind of things. And we kind of need to learn more again about how can we bring that nature from the outside to the inside so we have better, more harmonious environment. And obviously, Christina, it's been such a dramatic change in all of our lives, hasn't it? Right?
Definitely.
Over a year, suddenly you're working from home, suddenly you're working from the side of a kitchen table, suddenly you've got children and mother-in-laws turning up when they're not supposed to be, you're supposed to be working. And so this has been a massive change in people's lives, and a lot of people are finding it really hard to manage this, to find a balance, to really control what is happening, and they're not performing because they are struggling with finding that balance between, you know, their work and their life. And that's really kind of, you can see a lot of people stressed, anxious, overwhelmed, procrastinating. All those kind of things are because they haven't been able to put some techniques and some tools in place. So they're creating that environment which becomes a workout space. Even if you're working from home, you need to be able to have your space, and you need everybody around you to be able to, you know, allow you to have that space. So there's a lot of teaching as well, you know, the kids, the children, the, you know, the spouses, everybody needs to understand that that's becoming your workspace. So I've decided to put a new program together, which is a business feng shui really program, and it's to help people to feel better themselves, to feel like he is in the environment. You know, when you're walking and you're just like, yes, I feel safe, I feel relaxed, I'm going to be able to perform effectively. I want to do my work because you feel good in your environment. And so I'm kind of, it's taken me a little while to actually come out with it, but I used to, you know, kind of hide the feng shui words behind environment psychology, which is what it is really, you know, when you think about it. But I think people are a lot more open now to look at alternatives, and maybe a bit more holistic alternative to, so they can try out, you know, I think they'll try anything to really kind of see if they can feel better in themselves. You know, and we, you know, I would, you know, if you tell me, you know, here's a solution, Claire, you know, why don't you try to move your things around, declutter your house a little bit, make it more nicer and connect with the things that you have, and then you'll feel better. Well, you know, yeah, I'll try it. So I'm doing this webinar next Thursday, the 18th of March. And it is very focused onto businesses. So yes, you know, feng shui, when you hear about feng shui, it's a lot to do with the home and all the different 9 areas of your life. But I blend the feng shui principles with the business needs. And this is why I'm very much focusing onto working from home spaces, and then going into the businesses of the corporate or the retail environment and helping them to really kind of create a better, more harmonious, more to optimize people's performances.
Really nice. And I think many people need now working from home tips and tricks and all that. So yeah, we'll link below this video the link to this course and how people can sign up. And besides that, tell us where people can find you.
Well, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. It's lovely chatting to you. And I know, you know, you've been traveling quite a bit, and, you know, it's coming back and settling as well back where you are. And again, this is a lot of, you know, your environment really affects how you are in yourself. So you need, as soon as you get somewhere, you need to make it homely, don't you? You need to move things. You need to feel like, you know, you've got your little routine. And when you don't do that, that's when people really are struggling to be able to manage their lives as well as their work and everything else around it. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it was so great to chat with you today, and I'm so happy I know more about you, and people watching this know more about you and about your courses, about your books. It was so great to see you, and yeah, let me know and let us know when you're coming up with more courses and more programs, because you are such a busy bee and you're working so hard, and you have so many great products to offer to the world. And yeah, see you next time then.
Well, thank you. And if you want, for anybody who's watching this video, if you're going to be putting some links at the bottom, If you want, I've got some freebies on feng shui kind of thing. So I've got like a page where you can download. There's about 4 or 5 downloads that you can do on feng shui, and I'll kind of get you thinking about it. And then if you like it and more intrigued, then you can come and join us on the webinar on a Thursday.
Awesome. 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 Thank you. Thank you so much, Claire.
I'll speak to you soon.
Yeah, talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye bye.